வணக்கம். என்னை இவ்வளோ உம்பாக இங்கே இன்வைட் பண்ணியிருக்க அதுக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி. எனக்கு அவ்வளோதான் தமிழ் தெரியும். Now I can breathe freely. Mr. Enram, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great honor and a great evening for me to be here today. May I first express my gratitude to Mr. Enram for all the kind words that he had for me. And if I may be permitted to put on record that Mr. Enram and his paper, The Hindu, were the first and perhaps the only media that believed in my honesty and my truth when I told them about various political accusations that came my way. Mr. Ram was always a picture of grace and great dignity, and one that kept his word throughout those very tormenting moments in my political life. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Suhasini first for pursuing relentlessly year after year and asking me to come here and be a part of this festival. I must admit that I was quite unaware of the details and the magnitude with which this festival has grown and now become a part of Chennai and indeed a part of the international film world. My congratulations to all those that have put this wonderful festival together, to all the volunteers and in particular the students from New College who have worked tirelessly along with the organizers. And during my ride from the airport when Suhasini was briefing me about the festival, I was so impressed to learn that it was a group of women that actually got together and initiated this thought of putting the festival together. I've always believed that women share an equal part in our society. They are 50% of the strength of our nation, and they must be treated with equality and dignity and given their space, always. We have forgotten and perhaps still living in a very conservative world which has no space for any kind of insolence or any kind of wrongdoings that we have been recently hearing in various parts of the country against women. The violence that has perpetrated some horrible crimes against women need to be spoken of and put down very strongly. I'm also most impressed by the fact that all the people that have got together in this festival are members in their individual capacity of the film industry of Tamil Nadu. This is a wonderful effort on your part, Suhasini, and those that organize this festival, to involve every member. And I'm told that even the smallest work, whether it's the lighting, whether it's the booking of the theaters, whether it is the putting out of the carpet, the red carpet, are all done by members of the film industry. I don't think that this is an example that can be seen in any other part of the country or the world. And I do want to laud this effort. She also tells me that every year all the artists have formed a group and they come together as one family. And this is an integration which reflects what cinema is all about. When we stand in the queue to buy a ticket for a film, or when we sit in a theater, in a darkened theater, we never ask the caste, the creed, the color, or the religion of the person that is sitting next to us. But we always laugh at the same jokes, we cry at the same emotion, we sing the same songs. Nowhere in the world today, in this fast disintegrating world, can we see an example where so many people integrate in one place under one room, and cinema needs to be very proud of that. As we celebrate 100 years of Indian cinema, as was very beautifully informed to you by the lovely lady next to me, it is a great achievement for India, I feel, because cinema at some point of time was an entity that was looked down upon. It was infra-dig to connect with cinema. Children from good homes were not allowed to be associated with films or film acting. I remember in the early years, in the late 40s and the 50s, when I was growing up and wanted to go and see a film, the films used to be vetted by my parents first before we were allowed to go in. But look how beautifully this cinema has grown through the ages. And today, whether the nation likes it or not, whether the cultural society of our nation likes it or not, whether the politicians of this nation like it or not, but cinema has become our parallel culture, and we're very proud of that. 100 years is not a small amount of time, and we have grown to become the largest film industry in the world. And a major portion of that contribution comes from southern India. I've always said this on many an occasion whenever I've had time to speak to the people in Chennai and in the south. I've been a great admirer of your work, of your talent, of your administrative capabilities, of your discipline, of the way you organize yourself, and the immense amount of technical knowledge that you keep contributing year after year to this great medium. We in Mumbai may perhaps be more popular in the rest of the world, but please do not forget that you are an integral part of our system, and without you, we are nothing. I believe that the Mumbai film industry still has a lot to learn from the southern film industry. And I will always be in great admiration of the talent and the systems that you have put in place. I have worked in Chennai on many films with many of your artists and your colleagues who have been great friends of mine. And I've always felt a great sense of camaraderie and a feeling of family when I've worked with them. It's just the way they conduct themselves, the way they attach themselves to the roles, to the work that is given to them, the way they bring in the right kind of spirit and discipline. And these are things that we in Mumbai need to learn. And I'm very thankful to all of you for including me and making me a part of this system in some small way. I'm deeply gracious to be here today. I'm amazed at the concept of this festival. And I want to say today that if there is in any way, Suhasini and the other organizers, that I could be of any assistance in furthering the cause of this festival, not just in Chennai, but in other parts of the country, and indeed in other parts of the world, please count me in as another volunteer of yours. I do not know if it is appropriate to say this at this point of time, but you did talk about fundings that were initially some of your problems. Mr. Ram told us about the fact that funding is no longer a problem, but in my very small way, I would like to make a contribution towards this festival of 11 lakh rupees, and may it be utilized. And may it be utilized in furthering the cause of all the young talent that I've seen today and their wonderful work that they have presented. Thank you so much once again for having me here. And if there's ever another occasion, please include me in. I can clean the floor. I can, probably escort people to their chairs, become an usher, pick up this chair that you have for me. Just include me. I'll be very happy to do that. Thank you so much, Brian.